Всем привет, с вами Элизабет, и мы с вами продолжаем прохождение игры Шерлок Холмс, глава первая. В прошлой части мы открыли дверь в комнату Шерлока, и сейчас мы поднимемся и ее осмотрим.
Look at this. It's like traveling 10 years into the past with a single step. Oddly satisfying.
Oh, it reminds me of our neighbour. He had the same balloon in his yard, only bigger. Do you remember?
Yes, we visited him several times while living here. I'll never forget how challenging it was to obtain this simple sketch. Oh, these must be the notes of my earliest observations. We wanted to locate a particular dog we'd spotted, and we met it, didn't we? Need to repeat this one day, but with bullets.
Coal dust from Miner's End, sandy dirt from the old city. We scoured the island top to bottom for these soil samples.
The first chemical laboratory I ever made. I almost miss its elegant simplicity. Look at this, John. Remember how desperately I wanted to learn the violin? I never had a proper opportunity.
Such a shame. I always hated the rule about being silent in this place.
The only fiction book on my table. I can still hear my mother reading it to me. So many pleasant evenings were spent here with the Encyclopedia Americana. Interesting. What's that over there? This doorknob has a cross-shaped end. Too intricate to be merely a handle.
You know what? That definitely looks like a key. Let's poke around and see if we can find any secrets.
Джон снова предлагает нам спор, и чтобы победить, нам нужно найти применение этой ручки.
Cannot believe all my toys are still here.
Hey, they were not just yours, they were half mine too.
An artifact from Palau carved out a bone and claimed to be 300 years old. My mother proved it was a fake. My very favorite plaything. It was the perfect pirate treasure. Perfect match. My small archive of crime clippings. Maybe I should pick up this habit again. Made of cherry wood, father's favorite. Still has a faint odor of tobacco, one of the few things on this island that smell like home.
Небольшая прямая курительная трубка вишневого дерева, принадлежавшая покойному отцу Шерри, Сигеру Холмсу. Нам пришлось спрятать ее от Вайлет, потому что она не знала, что мы стащили ее из кабинета в Лондоне. Древесина старая и стерта от частого использования, но за трубкой бережно ухаживают. Если принюхаться, можно уловить слабый аромат табака. Шерлок забрал отцовскую трубку себе. Подозреваю, она имеет для него особое значение.
I knew you'd find it in no time.
Переходим в чертоги разума. У нас появилось новое задание – это найти друга семьи, который живет неподалеку.
Wasn't that neighbour missing a finger?
That does sound vaguely familiar. Wasn't his name, Theodore? Theodore Gilden, perhaps?
It's the perfect time to investigate.
Поэтому выходим сейчас из дома и отправляемся на поиски друга семьи. Ориентируемся на большой воздушный шар. Мы видим, что выломаны ворота.
That wretch Goliath would murder us all. Mark my words.
У нас появляется новое дело – «Золотая клетка».
As if they were struck by a battering ram.
I wonder how we managed not to hear any of this.
Destruction and trampled ground. Destruction and trampled ground.
Друга семьи мы нашли, но, к сожалению, он уже мертв.
Oof, a contortionist you were not. Disjointed vertebrae. Difficult to say if it was a way to start or finish him off. A missing pinky, middle-aged. It's none other than Theodore Gilden. A belt from a dressing gown, curious. A kneecap reduced to splinters.
Oh boy, Sherlock. Another death means another question.
And we shall answer the question. It's far too interesting to give it up to the police.
Тело Гилдена мы осмотрели. Теперь нужно смотреться во дворе.
A strong pull broke this leash.
Poke the elephant with this? Really? People are hopeless.
A pool of blood and saliva, possibly as a result of impact.
Sherlock, take a picture of the footprint. It's valuable evidence. This photograph can help us find the old article about the elephants. The front page was fascinating. It was hard to believe as a child.
True. We may need it in our investigation.
Джон предлагает нам узнать побольше о слонах. Для этого нужно будет зайти в архив. В этой части мы все осмотрели. Пройдем дальше.
A coal gas tank. Enough to pump up an airship. A sailor's knife, useful for cutting wet and thick ropes. It's seen a lot of use. The blade is worn from grinding. Fresh signs of impact. A rough landing led to an altercation with this shed.
Теперь, когда мы все осмотрели, мы можем восстановить события. Просмотрим сначала все варианты. Останавливаемся на том, где слон схватил своего хозяина. Исходя из прошлого выбора, останавливаемся на том варианте, где слон дотащил сюда тело. Здесь явно пробежал слон, и, вероятно, он кого-то толкнул. Подтверждаем.
In a fit of rage, the elephant broke the chain and threw its victim on the ground with a fierce power. Escaping the scene, it pulled the body with it, but dropped it at the gate. At least some of this was witnessed by a third party who was hurled against the shed. The elephant can't have gone too far, I can still track it.
Well, suppose you find it. Then what? Push it all the way back to the manor?
Посмотрим на улики. Поговорим сейчас с людьми возле дома.
May I ask you something?
That's a question I can answer.
Слона зовут Голиаф. Через греческий мост он сбежал в лес, где Теодор его обычно выгуливал. Прежде чем мы пойдем искать Голиафа, выиграем спор с Джоном и отправимся в архив, который находится в редакции.
Stop the presses. Who is Cordona's handsome stranger? Or nosebagger spurns local life? Wait, no. Foppish foreigner hides dark past. Oh, you've made quite the impression already, Mr. Holmes. You care to tell your side of the story?
I'm quite certain I have no idea as to what you refer, and I am further certain I have no interest in indulging your gossip.
Gossip? The truth will come out, but will only be heard if told well. Scandal, daring-do, romance. These are the tools of every good journalist. Nothing travels faster or lasts longer than a great story. Young man, your tale will be told with or without you. My readers demand it.
You already knew my name and seem aware of my doings here in Cordona. I presume this newspaper is your little endeavor?
Yasmin Sertel, editor-in-chief of the Cordona Chronicle. Advocate of the free press, voice of the people, scourge of the silk stocking.
Charmed, I'm sure. As an advocate of the free press, I trust you'll permit me to consult your archives? There are gaps in my knowledge of Cordona.
Oh, so my work does have merit. Well, I think we can strike a bargain. I shall provide you access, and you let me keep writing about your exploits.
So be it.
Brooding bachelor builds bridges. Now that's character development.
I guess I owe you my gratitude.
What can I say? I've always enjoyed working with the Holmes. They whisper such interesting things.
Начинаем поиск. Выбираем период 70-79 год. Люди, журналисты. Секция, передовица. Владыка зверей, автор доктор Иоанн Менес. Мало кто может похвастаться тем, что живьем видел самое необычное и замечательное существо на планете – слона. Этот дружелюбный исполин считается крупнейшим сухопутным животным. Его размеры, ум и любовь к общению покорят кого угодно. Слоны млекопитающие, совсем как люди. Родом они из Азии и Африки. У взрослых самцов диаметр ступни достигает 18-25 дюймов, но это не мешает слону демонстрировать чудеса ловкости, с чем ему особенно помогает цепкий хобот. Слоны тесно привязываются к близким. Ученые отмечали случаи, когда эти животные демонстрировали скорбь или радость. Пожалуй, вопрос не в том, как сильно слоны походят на нас, а в том, как мы походим на них.
That's the article. Feeling old already?
Теперь можем заняться поиском Голиафа, и для этого нам нужно вернуться к дому Гилдена. Теперь, когда мы добрались до дома Гилдена, мы бежим по мосту. Как говорили очевидцы, слон убежал в лес, поэтому в лес мы и идем. Мое уважение к этому острову будет расти и крепнуть, как это дерево, от самого сознательного жителя Кордоны, Теодора Гилдена. Продолжаем наши поиски.
Okay, hear me out. If an elephant falls in the forest and there's no one around to...
John, no.
Oh, you're such a killjoy.
Теперь мы можем уже идти по следу. Осматриваем халат.
Strange. It was hung with care.
Уважаемый Теодор, пишу вам не как официальное лицо, а как простой житель острова. Я ценю нашу дружбу, однако она невзаимна, и, боюсь, больше я не могу идти ради нее на уступки. Жизни горожан я ценю не меньше. В глазах ваших соседей я стремительно теряю авторитет. Вопреки вашим благим намерениям, они считают дерево издевкой, а не жестом примирения. Люди боятся. Вы отказались от услуг опытного дрессировщика и обучаете слона в меру своих ограниченных познаний. Это совершенно недопустимо. Признаюсь, я думал о том, чтобы забрать слона и передать его мистеру Тейлхарту, который доказал, что ему можно доверить такое животное. Хотя, разумеется, его фасолинка внушает куда меньше опасений, чем ваше чудовище. Я искренне надеюсь, что вы передумаете. Сэр Уильям Синклер, губернатор Кордоны.
The game has escaped us for now. We'll find a solution to the elephant problem later.
Дальше нам идти нет смысла. Нужно узнать, откуда ключ, который мы нашли в халате. Поэтому вернемся в дом Гилдена и попробуем зайти в дом со двора, через дверь, которая была закрыта. Осмотрим сначала первый этаж.
This young lady has a childish interest for her age. I can always recognize the spirit of a true artist.
You. Who are you?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Theodore Gilden was...
Did you kill him? Did you kill the elephant?
It's not in the yard anymore. It escaped into the forest.
You can't let it go. What if it returns?
I highly doubt that, Miss...
Imogen Gilden. Please, I beg of you, find that dreadful beast that killed my father.
I suppose we do need to learn what happened. Focus. Be clear and concise. What happened? Just the facts.
I was here, packing my bags. My father was with the elephant. Then I heard the noise. Goliath made such a horrifying scream. Through my window, I saw how it lifted my father by his neck. So I ran downstairs. The elephant was dragging my father's lifeless body. I threw stones at the monster, so it dropped him. Then Goliath ran screaming, and I came back here and hid.
That is a terrifying experience, Miss Gilden. I'm sorry you had to go through it.
Thank you. Goliath must be caught, Mr. Holmes.
Well, thank you for the information, Miss Gilden. I did have some questions for your father. Perhaps you might help me with them?
I wasn't privy to much of my father's life, and it's very hard to think of anything at all with Goliath still loose. Please, Mr. Holmes.
Very well. Do you mind if I ask you more questions if I find anything that might help?
Anything to catch that monster.
Miss Gilden, I was on this island 10 years ago, and your father knew my mother. I believe I even had the opportunity to ride that balloon outside, but I do not recall seeing you.
I lived at my late mother's in Sheffield at the time. I'm in no spirit to reminisce right now. The elephant is out there.
You've never heard the name Violet Holmes before? Perhaps your father...
Please, Mr. Holmes. With that beast roaming free, I can't think of anything.
Very well. Had Goliath been aggressive before?
It's dangerous, but it was never aggressive near my father. My father would do anything for Goliath. All the elephant had to do was clap its ears.
You envied him, the elephant, I mean?
Our house is called the House of Ivory. I've heard some people refer to me as the Ivory Girl, and my room stinks of the animal, as if it's me who lives in a pen and not Goliath. It's not envy, Mr. Holmes. It's just incredibly difficult to live like this.
Did you observe anyone else in the yard? Any of your servants, perhaps?
Servants? Do you imagine that we would have any with Goliath? No one wishes to work in this house, even for double pay. I didn't see anyone else. Only my father and that diabolical beast.
Осмотрим комнату Эмоджин.
A commendable effort to barricade the windows. False idols? Oh, sounds utterly dreary. She packed as much as she could carry. Ugh, the same dull poses on all romantic photographs. So idyllic. Enjoy your happily ever after before it stales.
Hey, Sherry, we need to talk. You found false idols. We need to find the remaining two.
What does bazooka even mean? Would this paper be good for anything but blowing one's nose on?
They're not rubbish, Sherry. There's something more. I'm serious.
Very well. I doubt it'll be worth it, but I will find them for you, John.
You'll thank me later. They're some of the most imaginative books I've ever read.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think.
И снова Джон предлагает нам спор. На этот раз нам нужно собрать книги.
I found this. Who's this young lad next to you, your faithful knight?
Paul. He's my pirate. He's not really a pirate. I just call him that. It probably sounds very silly.
Your secret is safe in my hands. Does Paul work somewhere? What is his surname?
His name is Paul Perks. He and his yacht Whirlpool are the champions of the Salacia Yacht Club. He sails there. I'll show you where it is on the map if you need to meet him.
A yachting champion? Well, that will be a first. I prefer dry land. And so does my suit. These bags of yours, it looks as if you've packed your entire room. Were you planning on going somewhere?
My partner and I, we wanted a change, a fresh start abroad. But now I have to stay here. Here, an orphan.
I have to leave you for now.
Пройдем дальше и осмотрим кабинет Гилдена.
The nicest spot in the room. Mr. Gilden spent hours of his life right here.
Staring at an elephant's backside. What a wonderful life.
A relatively functional choice to replace the finger. Oh, the pungent stench of an animal.
Did Theodore seek some pink elephants with this?
I think Miss Gilden has barely matured. I think they were closer than you and me, John.
I'm hurt.
Теодор Гилден, 55-летний состоятельный житель Кордоны, выкупил из странствующего цирка индийского слона. Мистер Гилден заявил, это уникальная возможность, я смогу обеспечить слону прекрасные условия. Мой дом – настоящий рай для столь благородного создания. Слон больше не будет тесниться в шатре в окружении клоунов. Отныне он станет моим спутником, моим вторым ребенком. Я буду защищать его. Не ревнуйте, жители Кордоны, я все еще ваш любимый сосед. Только время покажет, что это – обдуманное решение или чистое безумие. Соседи мистера Гилдена обеспокоены новостями, но еще сильнее их беспокоит громогласный рев животного. Тем не менее, придется смириться с эксцентричной выходкой одного из самых влиятельных жителей Кордоны. Теперь мы смело можем утверждать, что богатые тоже плачут, особенно те, кому не повезло с соседями.
His second child? An apparent son and heir, I'd say. A catchy title. What's so special about this place? Another elephant? A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around. Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling. From before Mycroft was born, our family loves to prod at the past.
Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution.
Теперь мы можем покинуть дом. Посмотрим дневник. Нам нужно найти Пола с фотографией. И мы знаем, что он находится в яхт-клубе. Поэтому открываем карту и находим яхт-клуб. Купим сразу картины для особняка.
You'll never find such magnificent. My goods will brighten up your house. Enjoy your purchase.
Расспросим прохожих о Поле.
Help me, please.
That's a question I can answer.
В яхт-клубе сообщили, что Пол пропустил гонку, и с утра его никто не видел. Возможно, он в своей комнате в мастерской, это к югу от яхт-клуба. Мы добрались до мастерской, и сейчас мы будем искать Пола. Заодно мы можем здесь все осмотреть.
Champion's Whirlpool. Paul's bread and butter. A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
It should have a warning to cover your ears.
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt?
Where would a champion hide a key?
I hope Paul is more skilled at yachting than he is at hiding keys. Bloodied bandages. To earn big, you have to spend big. Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another.
Ты убогая пародия на моряка. Думаешь, я позволю сидеть у себя на шее, красть мои деньги, дурить голову моей дочери? С меня хватит. Сегодня я покончу своей карьерой. Предупреждаю в последний раз. Если не сделаешь по-моему, пойдешь ко дну. Гилден.
Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. An interesting place for a message to a champion. Additional earnings to sweeten the victory. An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these. A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs. Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving. Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think. A typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits.
Находим вторую книгу для спора с Джоном.
Sales of hatred. I suppose there is something for everyone, including champions.
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
Exciting is certainly a word.
Oi! Hands off my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
I am a friend of Theodore Gilden. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I need a few words from you about...
Get out of here. I'm not joking. Leave this place before you have cause to regret it. I will use force.
Do the police still throw people in prison for smuggling? Oh yes, with you helpless and handcuffed, I'd learn a few more secrets. We don't need to compete with our egos now, surely.
Oh no. I'd rather you tell me something more, so that I might have more reasons to punch you out.
Составляем портрет Пола. Делаем вывод, что она профессиональная яхтсменка.
I'm impressed by how well a woman can handle a yacht and endure so many hardships on the open sea. The revelation of your nature could well humiliate so many rich men here, not to mention how you have broken the rules. But I understand. You've done this to forge a real career in the sport. But tell me something. Has no one asked you why you don't grow a beard?
Shh! Have you been following me? You better not be wanting to end my career, because I swear you'll regret it if I get outed.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural habitat. But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
Нам предстоит провести бой и справиться с соперниками.
I'm coming for you. Come back! I'm coming for you.
Don't bother moving. You've lost. Take a rest, my friend.
Don't... The snuff's ready. I can overcome the brute now.
Too simple.
Give him the pepper snuff. It's all yours now.
Take a rest, my friend.
I couldn't miss the party.
Too simple.
You can overcome the brute.
Eat lead.
Don't cry, you'll live.
Snuff's ready.
Take a rest.
Give him the pepper snuff. And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice.
На этом на сегодня все. Всем удачи, всем пока и увидимся в следующей серии.